Hello and namaste. In this video we are going to talk about normalization in deletion, NLP deletion model. So normalization usually happens when we consider a verb as a noun. Begin to consider a process as something that is fixed. For example, we begin to call the process of communicating as communication. Now communication is a noun, and a good example will be our communication is poor. Here we are taking the phenomena of communicating with one another as something that is fixed. And the only way to grow and improve in this particular scenario is to ask how specifically is our communication poor. Okay, asking is a way of gathering more information, and here we are gathering information on how is our communication poor. So we are moving away from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. How can we improve it? The other example will be the decision was unfair. Here decision is a noun, but it is in a way moving away from a verb that is to decide. We are saying whatever the decision was made was unfair, but a listener may not know why the decision is unfair, and instead of making in the mind like or finding the reason why it was unfair, it's important we ask the other person, why do you think it was unfair? How could we have made a difference? Of how could the decision be made better? Another example can be someone says there has been a lack of progress. Here to progress is a noun, but in this particular sentence we are considering that progress is static. The verb of progression has become something that is fixed. So it's important to ask here, what makes you think that there is a lack? How can we improve on it? Another example can be her success is inspiring. Again, we are considering, we have made the expression as something that is static. In reality, it is not static. The person that is feeling may not be feeling it as a static, but he is translating and communicating in a way that is static. So in this particular scenario, it's important we ask the other person, what makes you think it's inspiring? How is it inspiring? This gathers more information. In all the deletion methodology, we try to gather more information by interrupting and asking more questions. Okay, we are chunking in, we are going into detail, we are trying to understand the person's point of view. Same thing you could be doing with yourself. So you need to be aware when you're doing the same thing with yourself. Whenever you say that person's success is inspiring, or I consider him a role model, you have to ask yourself that do you really consider him a role model, or do you just follow him because everybody else follows him? Okay, so you have to ask yourself, like, why do I consider him a role model, or why do I think he's inspiring? And the process goes on, and the more you know about yourself, your own biases, the more you can improve. So that was basically normalization. Again, in brief, normalization happens when basically an action or process is described as an object or thing, or a verb is described in the process of noun. In essence, we are fixing something that is not fixed, but we are viewing it as something that is fixed. This stops us from making progress or asking the right question. So here necessary interrupt is required to help us make progress in the right direction. So that was normalization in NLP. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you haven't yet enrolled in my course, go ahead and enroll it on yogamindmastery.com. I will also share the Udemy link for the same. Thank you. Bye.